YouTube. This is Wrestling News from Park Fan 62. Here is my review of the 2021 WWE Survivor Series and my review of it and my thoughts. Now, first I will start with the pre-show, which was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest. Now, I liked how this started because you had Rick Boogs, who was kind of like the hype man for Shinsuke Nakamura, and you weren't really sure what was going to happen. I liked how uh, Damian Priest gave him the warning, basically be like, quit it, um, and um, stuff like that. Now, next is this. You start going to the main show, which kicks off with Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. Now, I liked how this went because I liked how they did the storytelling where they both hated each other. So they were playing that into the mix. Plus, you know, they're using their stored rivalry or rivalry slash ex friendship as well. I like that. Now, I did not, I mean, the finish was fine, but I kind of wish it went another way. Um, I kind of wish it was like where it showed like either Becky Lynch putting a disarm her on Charlotte or um, Charlotte doing a uh, natural selection onto a figure eight to make Becky tap. Now, that's the only downside to it, but I also did like how each other did its own moves, meaning Charlotte did a disarm her on Becky, and then Becky tried to do a figure eight or figure four onto Charlotte, but she just didn't get it in all the way. Um, which, if you're keeping score, uh, with Becky beating Charlotte, that tied Raw and SmackDown 1-1. Next was the men's 5-on-5 um, Survivor Series match. Um, Now, one thing I liked about this was it had the strengths of both teams. Now, the only person who I did not exactly agree with being in this match was Austin Theory. Because besides interfering with people's matches and wanting to take pictures, what has he exactly done? So everybody else on Raw and SmackDown to a point were all former champions. Um, Austin Theory was the only person I did not agree with in this match, but whatever. Now, overall, I did like this match and like how it was like a. Now, the other thing I did not exactly agree with either, and I'm not entirely sure why this even happened, was Kevin Owens making his entrance, come down, um, get on the ring, get on the side of the ring, just to jump off and walk back and get counted out. I'm not entirely sure why that was, but whatever. Actually, no, he got in the ring and he got out. Now, anyway, overall, I did like how this match went, and then I did like how the final four was, which was Austin Theory and Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. Now, I did like how Sheamus got eliminated by Austin Theory. Then um, I liked how Austin Theory got cocky and thought he could beat um, Jeff Hardy when it backfired. Now, I did like that. Next was the 25th anniversary Rock um, Battle Royal. Now, while the Battle Royal was pretty good, the only thing I was not a fan of that was the whole sponsorship by Pizza. Now, I also like the fact too how a couple of stars tried to eliminate Omos from the Battle Royal, but they failed. And he had, I think it was like 8 to 10 eliminations in that match. Now, while this is going on too, you also have the backstory to this. Earlier in the night, Vince McMahon, who owns WWE, came in a limousine, and he got out, and a lot of the undercard superstars or superstars who are not going to get featured on the show were cheering and clapping. And Vince did like the hold on, and he got out and he brought an egg, a gold egg. And he said something about it being Medusa's egg and it's worth $100 million. And okay, so um, now you jump to Vince's office in the arena where he had the egg in like a small showpiece, basically, where you where he was talking to Roman Reigns and the egg was there, and how it was worth $100 million. If it is, I don't know. Um, and then later on, he was talking to not general managers Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, and the egg was missing. So Vince announced tonight on Monday Night Raw, all superstars from Raw and SmackDown are going to be at Raw tonight, so he can ask basically who stole the egg on a wrestling show. Now, the purpose of this egg was to promote The Rock's new Netflix show with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Garrett. Um, Now, I'm not entirely sure if that was a prop from the movie. They were just pretending or what. I forgot the name of the movie. I will put it in the description below as well. It's on Netflix. Now, back to wrestling. After the Battle Royal, you had the women's 5-on-5 elimination match. Now, I liked in this situation how Raw basically got cocky, thinking they can beat SmackDown, and it basically became a 4-on-1 situation. And then Shotzi basically yanked Sasha off the side of the ring, and she basically got counted out. Not really one of those, try and fight back in. So, which came at a 3-on-1 situation. And I liked how Bianca for Team Raw fought uh, Natalia, Shayna Baszler, and Tony Storm, I believe it was. I may be wrong on that. And um, I like how she overcame all the odds to win it for Team Raw. Now, which leads us into the final match on the show, which was Roman Reigns versus Big E. Now, the build for this one was great as well going into Survivor Series because I liked how with Big E, he was playing off emotions with what happened to his brothers, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston on SmackDown a couple weeks prior, with basically Kofi getting injured, and then this past week on SmackDown, where he was, where Roman Reigns and them broke the props. Um, now, I liked how they were playing off that as well. Also, I liked how they were, um, how Big E did in this match, where he was a lot tougher than Roman thought he was going to be. So I liked that aspect of it. Also, I liked how um, some of the final sequences ended where no, I did not exactly agree with Big E losing by a spear um, when he kicked out of it earlier. But overall, that was a great match. Also, another one I forgot to mention too, which was between uh, the men's. No, it was after the Battle Royal. Was RK Bro versus the Usos. Now, I liked how the Usos were still using the Bloodline storyline into this match, and how Riddle got most of the, got his butt kicked and stuff like that. But I do like the ending of it because it was like, um, how I think it was Jay Uso was gonna go for a frog splash onto Riddle, but then Randy Orton did an RKO out of nowhere and basically won it for that. So I do applaud that. No, overall, the show was a good show. Now the build up for Survivor Series was not great, but it was enough. Now, um, besides the whole egg situation, it still was a good show. Now, I do wish they had like an NXT call up or a returning superstar, but I understand why. Um, but overall, it was a good show.